better. We got a new head coach, so kind of starting over again. So my expectations is that we'll do well in the division and get to the playoffs and win a game and hopefully win two or three.
Wait, one thing real quick, you got a good coach too. You got a really great coach as well, so that's also exciting.
He's a great coordinator. We'll see if he's a great head coach. We'll find out. Anyway, it's true. When he was Denver, wasn't great. Wasn't great. We'll find out. We'll find out. But let me ask you this, Q. Let me transition to the Big Three, man, because that's your basketball league, and you started it years ago. I think you've done a phenomenal job, and I'm real proud of what you're doing with that. I want you to talk about what we can expect with the upcoming season, and I want you to talk about, more importantly, what it's been like for you to have this league and what you think you guys have accomplished.
Well, we're going into our fifth season. It's looking great for season five. Starting in Chicago next week.
Jack Del Rio's a beast.
And look, we've broken into
Jack Del Rio is a beast. It's funny. The white guy can't even talk about racism. The other side gets sensitive. He's forced to apologize. What an embarrassment.
we want people to come
And Keyshawn Johnson, I got news for you. Jack Del Rio would have pounded Keyshawn Johnson in a fight. It wouldn't even be close. Del Rio was a beast in his day. And, he didn't even say nothing wrong. He called it a dust-up. It was a dust-up compared to what BLM did. BLM torched everything. I mean, you can't even talk about racism because if the other side gets sensitive, you got to apologize. Jesus Christ. He said nothing wrong. He just wanted to know why one's allowed to do it and the other's not. And now they want to call him a racist. I mean, George Floyd was a scumbag. He took a pregnant woman hostage. They built a fucking statue for him. Build a statue for me, motherfucker. I think I got to put that stem back on my bike. My back's killing me today. Oh, I got to put that stem back on my bike. I'm going to have to. My back is fucking killing me. Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, Del Rio's a beast. Deshaun Watson's God. I'm getting a Deshaun Watson jersey. I could care less what he did, to be honest. I don't even care if it's true. I don't. I personally don't. When you get into massage therapy, you should expect things like this to happen. Get a real profession. That's the honest to God truth. He's innocent. I didn't see any criminal charges filed on him, so he's innocent. And like I said, get a real profession. Who the hell massages people for a living? I'm getting a Watson jersey. I swear to God, I can't wait to get one. I'm getting one. I could care less if he did what they said he did. I don't care. Get a real profession. But I don't think he's guilty anyway. I mean, if you go to get a massage and these women give you happy endings, I guess if I was him, I would sue masseuses for giving them a happy ending. I mean, because they're giving them false hope. I agree. It's all made up. Listen, let me tell you why it's made up. Because here's the funny thing. It's easy to lie to a reporter, but you can't lie to police and prosecutors because it's called perjury and falsifying reports. Anyone can lie to a reporter. I can file a lawsuit on anybody. Like I said, we'll never know what happened. But all I know is if he don't play this year, he'll play the next year, and that's all I know. We'll still win with Jacoby Brissett, but we do need a better backup than Josh Dobbs. Josh Dobbs is a great third quarterback, but he's not a good second quarterback. If they had any evidence to convict him, they would have. That's why this is all. I hate when people say now the civil case is bigger than the criminal case. No, it's not. The civil case means nothing. Civil cases are all about money. That's all it is. Yeah, Josh Dobbs he's a good third string guy, but he's not a second. A lot of these Browns fans, they think Baker would be the quarterback if Watson's suspended. Baker's never playing in Cleveland again. They don't want him. When you have a head coach, put Baker Mayfield out there so TJ Watt can fucking destroy him. That tells you how much of a cancer Baker was. Trust me. I think Watson will probably get 8 games, reduced to 4. I mean, I'm looking at the evidence right now. This one broad comes out. I mean, the more women that come out, I don't see how these are true. Because if these things happened to these women, they would have went to the law. You don't just hold that stuff in. Baker will never play in Cleveland again. They hate him. Honestly, I don't think Baker plays in the NFL again. I don't think people want him. When the Browns said they want an adult quarterback, they meant an adult quarterback. And all I know is the team, the players in Cleveland, they love Deshaun Watson. I never liked Baker Mayfield. I can't stand him. I loathe Baker Mayfield. He's such a child. When we picked him over Josh Allen, I was pissed. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Draymond Green asked me to be on his podcast. He wants me to be a podcast with him. I don't even watch basketball. I know Boston won, but I didn't watch it. I forgot it was even on. They said this is the lowest rated finals ever. Something like that. Online. Amazon. I don't even think you can get these last no more. Amazon. Draymond Green, they say he's a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry. I don't see how he is one. He's not good. Draymond Green's a role player. We put role players in the Hall of Fame now? I hate Tom Brady. I do. He's such a punk. He got rid of the Bruce Arians. You know, usually when you get older, you gain muscle. You get heavier. Tom Brady's like a skinny twig still. He looks old now. Tom Brady's starting to look his age in the face. I hope Tom Brady gets a severe injury. I hope he breaks his leg and he's out. I can't stand him. You get rid of Bruce Arians, you're a punk. Imagine not being able to play for Bruce Arians because he holds you accountable. I hope Brady breaks his leg this year. I hate him. That pro football guy, that Mike Florio, he's a fucking dork. He hates Deshaun Watson. It's just like all these white people defending BLM. You look like jackasses. Hey, when a bunch of thugs come in your house and rob you and rape your daughter, we'll see how you feel about BLM then, you fucking idiots. If Deshaun Watson played on another team, I'd still say the same thing. He's innocent. I hate Mina Carms. I can't stand her. I can't stand her. Wish there was Ted Bundy's around. Fucking Mina Carms looks like a pair of Levi's crotch. Fucking zippers, his jacket zipper. Florio Richard. Hey, here's what I don't understand. Deshaun Watson. What if these? Hey, here's what I want. I would rather see the Browns go 0-17, honest to God, and all these women to come out and say, all right, we were lying. We just were trying to get money. Because I want to hear Rich Eisen and all these people talking shit about Watson, Mina Kimes, whatever. I want to hear them have to apologize and say, well, we were wrong. Because they defamed this guy. I hope these women come out and tell the truth. Say, yeah, we wanted money. It will be hilarious watching them fucking have to come back and kiss Watson's ass. Like I said, if he's gone for, listen, the Browns, they knew that he could be suspended for a year. They already knew this. So if he is gone for a year, listen, I would love to have Deshaun Watson this year. I'm not going to lie, I want him. But if we got Jacoby Brissett, I'm telling you right now, Browns fans, that's an upgrade over Baker Mayfield. And if you look at the last 3 years with Baker Mayfield, if we had a quarterback like Brissett, we might have won a Super Bowl because Baker Mayfield was flat out horrible. Baker Mayfield's a one-read quarterback. He's a one-read quarterback. That's it. If you look at Baker Mayfield after his first read's covered, he's got that happy feet. He starts holding onto the ball, pumping it. He just can't read defenses. He's terrible. And I see these clowns talking about, well, he was a pretty good quarterback in his second year with Kevin Stefanski before he got injured. They were talking about the game against Kansas City. He was 21 of 28. In the Houston Texans game, he was 19 of 21. And he threw like a 10 yards over the head of Anthony Schwartz when he got hurt. They were all little 5-yard passes. He's a game manager. Kevin Stefanski knew from the previous 5 games to start his career in Cleveland, Baker Mayfield got blown out by the Steelers and Ravens, that he had to make him a game manager. So Baker Mayfield had, 21 of 28 and 19 of 21. So he was 40 of 49. Wow, 2 games. That's like a great game for Dan Marino. They're like, oh, he led the NFL highest completion percentage. Yeah, he threw 49 passes. All 49 5-yard passes. No, not Joe Burrow. We should have took Josh Allen. That's who I wanted. If we would have took Josh Allen, we'd be sitting pretty right now. Actually, if we had Josh Allen, we would have probably had 2 Super Bowls right now. John Dorsey ruined the team. He ruined the team. He picked some good players. But he ruined the team because he picked the worst quarterback of that draft. Hey, I'll be honest with you. If we could trade Mayfield straight up right now for Sam Darnold, I would love to see Sam Darnold under the tutelage of Kevin Stefanski. I guarantee you he'll make Baker Mayfield look like shit. Sam Darnold under Kevin Stefanski would be a beast. Wait, Sir Twad, I haven't looked at his Twitter in at least a month because I'm on a different my account. You know how you search names up? Every time I search his name up, it goes to something different. So I said, fuck it. I stopped searching it. What's he want Baker back? Josh Allen was the guy I wanted. That's who I wanted. I also wanted Carson Wentz. I like big quarterbacks. I don't like short quarterbacks. Well, they're talking about trading Baker and Sam Darnold. That'd be good. And everyone talking about Matt Rule. Matt Rule's horrible. He's a college coach. Deshaun Watson's the best quarterback in the NFL right now. There's no one even close to him. Will he play this year? Who knows? You know why he went over Allen? Because John Dorsey's a fucking jackass. What a dumbass. You got a chance to take Josh Allen. You took fucking Baker Mayfield. I don't see how you... Hey, let me ask you something. If Deshaun Watson had a normal job, would he be allowed to go to work somewhere? Yes? So why is the NFL going to suspend him? These women that hate Deshaun Watson, they're just mad because they can't be with a guy like Watson. I can't wait. I swear to God, I'm going to go find a Deshaun Watson jersey. I am. I'm going to wear it every fucking day. Why what? Why what? Bunch of gold-digging hoes. I can't wait. I got to get one. I don't even wear jerseys, but I'm getting one. I think AB retired. Hey, I'll guarantee you Baker Mayfield doesn't play this year. But no one wants him. Cam Newton sucks. I wouldn't be caught dead wearing a fucking Cam Newton jersey. Baker's career is over. Nobody wants a backup quarterback that's loud. Why would you call Deshaun Watson D-Dong Watson? What are you, a child? Deshaun Watson's a beast. I wish I had a daughter like 25, 30. I'd force her to go out with him. Guys calling him D-Dong Watson. What a child. D-Dong Watson. What are you, a child? Didn't I call Watson D-Dong? Remember I used to call him? Hey, remember when I was hating on Watson a couple years ago? I was calling him D-Dong Watson. I used to call LeBron Ledong too. Or Lebon. I do remember calling Watson D-Dog. I do remember saying it. I do remember saying D-Dong Watson. I used to call him. I remember calling D-Dong. I do remember saying it. I do. Oh, I hope Watson plays the whole year. Hey, the NFL did bury. If Deshaun Watson didn't have any of these accusations, the Browns would have had a ton of money. What do you call primetime games? They did bury him because they don't want him to talk about it. Watson's a beast. He can do it all. I love these people that think Baker Mayfield's got this strong arm. Hey, here's Baker Mayfield. This is how he hits his strong arm. He's got to wind up like a pitcher. Hey, I got news for you. Pat Mahomes is a product of Andy Reid. He's a little better than Lamar Jackson at throwing a football, but I don't even know if he's better than Lamar Jackson right now. Lamar Jackson definitely can run. Pat Mahomes is garbage. You watch, he's going to have trouble this year. Pat Mahomes can't read defenses. What the Bengals did to him in the second half, all he had to do was take the underneath. I don't know if it was open or not, but I'm sure he could have made some throws. Pat Mahomes is done. He'll never have he's done. Great quarterbacks don't look like Mahomes did in the second half. I'm sorry. All he had to do was make one fucking play, and he didn't. Stephen A. Smith acts like he's a rich African American. He is an Uncle Tom. He can't talk about racism because he's not involved in racism. He's basically white. Stephen A. should be excluded from race talk. Yeah, Mahomes, without Andy Reid, he'd be horrible. Mahomes, remember Mahomes was struggling earlier in the year too? Ever since the Super Bowl, they played him differently. They took away all that Tyreek Hill deep ball stuff, and he didn't know what to do. Then he started playing better late in the season, and then the Bengals locked him down in the second half, and his career is over, Mahomes. I really believe that. I haven't watched Shannon Sharp in probably years. Who's in the East in the, the Giants, Cowboys, Cardinals? Well, Kyler Murray's terrible. He's a midget. If I was starting a team right now, I would definitely take Justin Herbert over any quarterback in the league. I'd probably take Deshaun Watson. Here's my top three. Deshaun Watson, Justin Herbert, and Josh Allen. Those are my top three. Redskins don't have a shot. They got a 6'5" version of Baker Mayfield. Daniel Jones, he's done. Although he's better than Baker. They're both bad. I truly believe Mahomes can't read. You ever notice Mahomes' throws? He throws a lot of bad passes. Very inaccurate. He's basically a backyard football player. Oh, another thing real quick. I'm so tired of hearing about Vecna. That Stranger Things is so gay. I hate that show. The Puffer Brothers are nerds. Vecna. That whole Vecna thing was gay. It's embarrassing. The Puffer Brothers are nerds. They killed their show. Don't even bother watching it. The first season's the only good season. It's a kids show with a bunch of fucking extraterrestrial garbage. There's a movie, Extreme Measures with Gene Hackman. He says I can grow nerves. They were kidnapping homeless people and taking nerves out. And it was a great movie. Shannon Sharpe should not be able to talk race either. He lives like a white man. I mean, think about it. The dude lives like a white person. All these rich African Americans can't talk race. They're excluded from it. They haven't been black in years. If they were black, they would live in a hood with the black people. They don't. You know what they do? When they get money, they go live with the white people. What's that tell you? So they have no business talking race. Oh, fuck yeah, he is. Joe Burrow didn't even play good in the playoffs. I mean, seriously. He didn't. Yeah, like LeBron James. Where's LeBron James living at? In Beverly Hills. He goes in a barbershop trying to act black. Hey, I'll guarantee you, when he's in his neighborhood, talking to neighbors, oh yeah, I seen that show yesterday. That was a great show. Gary, he talks like the white LeBron. When black people are rich, they go out and live with the white people. You know it and I know it. So I don't want to hear Stephen A. or all these guys talk about race because they're basically white. They ran away from the hood. It's the truth. Joe Burrow didn't play good in the playoffs. He made one throw against the Titans. He did not play good in the playoffs. In fact, Burrow wasn't even the reason they beat the Chiefs. Pat Mahomes was. LeBron James is he's a clown. What's WI? Wisconsin? Bengals got a great kicker. Lawrence Taylor, best football player I've ever seen. They should take Draymond's kid off him. He just said shit in front of his kid. I want Children's Services taking his kid off him. I don't watch baseball. I don't even watch basketball. I hate Jason Tatum, too. He's a punk. Boy, what's his name? Why is Draymond Green a Hall of Famer? He's a role player. You notice Jason Tatum has big games when they're blowing teams out? He's not a clutch player. Jaylen Brown's way better. I don't like Jason Tatum. I don't like him at all. He's a phony. Oh my God! What? Dak Prescott's basically the black version of Baker Mayfield. Hey, baseball's so gay now. You can't even bring in a position player to pitch. I seen they stopped the guy from pitching because he was a position player. I also had a flagrant foul on Horford. I hate Tatum. I can't stand him. I hope he tears his ACL next game. And they have to amputate his fucking leg. That'd be biblical. I don't like him. Oh my God, Keith Smart hit a ball up the backboard. You didn't call that. Marcus Smart's better than Tatum. I hate Tatum. I hate him. I like Paul Pierce. They should suspend. They should replay this game. Paul Pierce was on the court. He shouldn't be on the court. Why do they call him Stephen Curry? His name's spelled Stephen. Stephen Curry. What, he just wants to change his name to Stephen? Stop. I like that whammy. Hey, did you ever see that guy that beats Press Your Luck? Hey, there's a guy that fucking figured out all the patterns on Press Your Luck and won. And they tried taking his money off him. Yeah, that guy was a beast. That guy was a genius. He blew all his money. Steve Kerr. Hey, how's Steve Kerr this Hall of Fame coach? He's got great players. Klay Thompson's garbage, too. He's the reason Golden State's down 2-1. He hasn't played good at all. I like Joker's wild, too. Joker. Yeah, Michael Larson. Hey, I watched the Perfect Bid on Netflix the other day. I don't know if you guys ever seen that, about some nerd who thought he was great because he memorized it. He had a fascination with that one Holly model. Hey, he's a fucking weirdo. He knew all the prices and prices. Ray was on an okay show. But it was weird because this one guy, he got the prices right. He won both showcases because he had an identical price, whatever. And Drew Carey was like, we're going to have to cancel the show. What, you didn't have money to give out a fucking showcase? Brissett is better than Baker Mayfield. Yes, I'm not even worried about that. Brissett's better than Baker. That's a fact. But here's the thing. I need a backup to Brissett. Josh Dobbs. I mean, if Brissett ever gets injured, we're fucked. Josh Dobbs is not a starting quarterback. So we need a backup to Brissett. The Joker was the worst movie ever. With what was his name? Rivers Phoenix, or what's his name? You know what I'm talking about, that one guy. That movie, that was like the boringest movie ever. Brissett, people are going to be shocked at how good Brissett actually is. People think Brissett's some scrub. I like Nightcrawler. The best part of the Joker was when he went on that Robert De Niro show.
What most disappointed you about the movie? Yourself. I always saw that's what was most disappointing to me.
I'm sorry, Draymond Green is not a Hall of Famer. He's just a role player. I don't know how they can say he's a Hall of Famer. He's basically Rick Mahorn for the Pistons back in the late 80s and the early 90s. He's nothing. Never seen a new Top Gun.
And the standard that he has set for himself to be the leader and setting the tone. So in game 2, he set the tone with his tough defensive play, with his aggressive play, getting up into
CJ Stroud is a great quarterback.
creating the jump ball, which, yeah, it's simple.
He's the best quarterback in college. The Browns believe Baker Mayfield ain't even going to play in the league no more. $5. He ain't getting 2 years. And he'll probably get, at the most, I'd say 8 games. I don't think he gets a year. Gas changes. It was up to 5 something the other day, and then it was $4.79. I don't know. I don't drive. Thinking about getting a motorcycle. If I knew how to ride a motorcycle, I would get one. Nah, I don't want nothing to do with Cam Newton. He's fucking terrible. I don't think Draymond Green's not. I don't even think he's a good player. He's just a role player. I can't put a role player in the Hall of Fame. Mitch Richmond or Mitch Richmond or that one guy. What was his name? He played for the Bullets back in the 2000s. He was a beast. I forget his name. He was a beast. I remember Rich Richmond for Run TMC. Remember that black dude that played for the Bullets, Washington? What was his name? Gilbert Arenas. Remember that Gilbert Arenas? He was a beast. Yeah, I don't know how these are all accusations. They're unproven. Gilbert Arenas is a beast. I remember they had Gilbert Arenas, Larry Hughes, and that other dude. What was his name? He played for the Cavs late in his career. Fuck. He was a good player. Yep, Antoine Jameson. They had a good team, the Wizards. Look at Louis Riddick. This guy watches my videos because he tries to get glasses. Why do these guys try wearing glasses to look cooler like me? Look at this clown. Look at them glasses. Number one, when you're on TV, you don't need, I need these. If I wasn't reading, I wouldn't need these. He's on TV. He don't need those glasses. He doesn't need those to listen. He's trying to look cool. He looks like a fucking frog. If I didn't have to read the comments, I wouldn't even have these glasses on. I can't read. Let me see. I have to hold the phone way here to be able to even have a chance to read them. I didn't know they made cheater glasses until I was like 2004. Cowboys ain't no good. They got the same problem Pittsburgh got. They got the worst head coach and one of the worst head coaches out there. Pittsburgh needs to hire a coach that doesn't let the players run the asylum. What do you mean, Shannon and Skip video? What happened? They got to get rid of Tomlin. You know why Tomlin sucks? He let Blake Bortles and Baker Mayfield get out to 28-point leads on him within the first 15 minutes of the game. He doesn't know how to get his team ready. I'm glad he's in Pittsburgh because I know they're going nowhere with him. He's got one Super Bowl with a Hall of Fame quarterback and a great roster. I don't know why people think he's so good of a coach because he hasn't had a losing season. Kind of hard to have a losing season when you got great talent across the board. And you play the Bengals and Browns twice, 4 times a year. Kind of hard to lose those games. Yeah, people hate Deshaun Watson. I don't care if LeBron returns to Cleveland. I don't watch basketball. Hey, if Aaron Rodgers had these same charges, I'll guarantee people would say, oh, no, this ain't true. No way. Never watch hockey. For him to lose to the Cleveland Browns and Baker Mayfield and the way he did, when he had a chance to win that game in the fourth quarter and he punted, I says, God, this guy's a clown. All you had to do was go for it. You win the game. Exactly. Watson's black. They hate him. And you know my stance. Honestly, if these things are true, which I don't believe they are, but they are, I don't care. Guy likes to get his dick sucked. Who gives a fuck? I mean, he goes in there and 3 of them fucking suck his dick before whatever. Maybe he's expecting it. I don't know. And I don't care. He's not raping women. Well, why is this investigation taking so long? I believe because they already know what they're going to give them. They want to make it look like they did a thorough investigation. Anyone's better than Tomlin. I mean, this guy, come on, 3. Hey, take away the Bengals game that they should have lost when Jeremy Hill gave the game away with a minute left or 2 minutes, whatever it was. He would be 2-9 instead of 3-8. This guy's just not a primetime coach. And if he was white, he would still be employed because the Steelers don't fire coaches, but he would be getting ridiculed through the media. They won't say nothing because he's black. Hey, if he gets 8 games, I can live with 8 games. Hey, Cowher was a way better coach. You know why? He got a Super Bowl, same as Tomlin, and he didn't have the quarterback that Tomlin had. Mike Tomlin had a Hall of Fame quarterback. Cowher had him for, 2 years, and he wasn't even that good when he had him. He was a game manager. Cowher was a good coach. Not a great coach, but a good coach. I mean, he did it with Bubby Brister, Mark Malone, and fucking Tommy Maddox. I do. I like the Browns to win it. They got a great defense. Plus percent, and if Watson plays, they're gonna win it. The Texans are going nowhere. Davis Mills ain't the answer. The Texans had a Hall of Fame talent quarterback, and they let him walk. They're dumb. You don't let Hall of Fame quarterbacks walk. No, I don't watch Jimmy Kimmel. Probably Jordan Love. Mayfield's too short. The Chiefs are done. Yeah, Rusty Harden didn't do him too many favors the other day when he talked like a jackass. One of the dumbest movies you ever see right now, Drinking Buddies. Look at this movie, how dumb it is. Look at this thing. The bitches are drunk. That's the whole movie. She's just drunk. Yeah, worst defense. He won 4 games. He had the worst fucking team around him. Did you see that roster they had? Oh my God. Darren Fells was a tight end. Come on. Guy was putting up Hall of Fame numbers with garbage players. Aaron Rodgers probably played another 5 years. Mayfield's just too short to play in this league. Could have got him in the 3rd round. Should have took the other guy, Willis. At least there's upside there. I like Trevor Lawrence. I might have to put that fucking stem back on that bike. My back was killing me today. From leaning over. Ah! I don't like that quarterback you guys got. He better have a good year this year. Then again, you didn't do him no favors by hiring that scrub defensive coach. It amazes me. These teams draft quarterbacks and hire defensive coaches for them. If I'm drafting a quarterback, I'm getting an offensive-minded coach. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. What an embarrassment. The Broncos got one of the worst overrated quarterbacks ever. Russell Wilson, he's I've never been a big fan of his, but he's washed up. He proved it last year. If the Browns could void his contract and go get all their draft picks back, I wouldn't do it. If Watson gets suspended a year, it doesn't matter. We still have a beast quarterback. I don't want to void that contract. I want him. I'm not even worried. He'll get 8 games reduced to 4. Watson's never going to get suspended for life. Come on. If he gets a year, I'm not even worried. We got Brissett. He'll get 8 games. Probably reduced to 4. He didn't do nothing. These are all accusations. How are you going to suspend a man for accusations? In other words, I can go get a group of people right now to accuse any professional athlete of a bunch of crimes and he'll get suspended? Come on. That's all you got to do. Hey, if you're a fan of a team and say you're a fan of the Bears and you don't want Aaron Rodgers to play, all you got to do is get a bunch of women to accuse him of a crime so the NFL puts him on a leave. You can do it to anybody. Russell Wilson's terrible. He's like a child, though. He's like, wrong, come, let's ride. He sounded like an idiot. He's a square. The most the NFL will give him is a year. That's it. And I don't even think they do that. I think they'll give him 8 games like, what's his name, Ray Rice. But you got to understand, there's no video or no audio evidence. We're going by hearsay. I can accuse people of all kinds of things, and I can make somebody look bad all day long, too. You can do it to anybody. Yeah. Ask Johnny Depp how these women are. Exactly. Those sluts got no credibility. They're masseuses. They don't even pay taxes. Half their businesses weren't even registered. You're damn right the Browns are favored. Seahawks need to move on from Pete Carroll. Game's passed them by. They'll give him 8 games. They'll reduce it to 4. And you got to understand something. The NFL ain't giving out the suspension. It's an independent group, which is headed by a former judge. So she'll read right through these whores. That's why 2 grand juries didn't indict him. They knew it's about the money, or they knew there was no evidence. Well, I wonder what these kittens think when they see their mother come in the house. What eat? Fuckers, they love that. Hey, they love how I did that. Look at that. They like being high. Hey, Kareem Hunt got 8 games. We'll give him 8 games. And like I said, the Browns already prepared for him being gone a year. That's why they signed Brissett. The Browns, like I say, if he gets a year, the Browns aren't worried. Believe me. They expect the worst. No, I don't smoke. No, I would. Manziel ain't even close to. Baker's 10 times better than Manziel. Steelers are last. Manziel was terrible. Manziel was horrible. Manziel wasn't even an NFL quarterback. He was the worst. Honestly, Manziel was probably the worst quarterback I've ever seen. He was lost. He couldn't even play in that 8-on-8 league. What are you talking about, food plants? He did it in Houston. He'll do it here. Better Call Saul had one good episode this season. It sucks. Oh, yeah. Manziel was the worst quarterback. He had no business being drafted, let alone 22nd. I mean, he was terrible. And he was like 116 pounds. It's actually kind of cool out today. Tebow won against Tomlin. That's how bad Tomlin is. He got beat by a guy who can make one throw, and he beat him with that throw. The Broncos ain't even going to make the playoffs. You got a washed-up quarterback. You got the toughest division. You're going to be in fourth place. They're just not a good team. Or Russell Wilson's not a good player. He's not good anymore. And he should have lost to A.J. McCarron. Think about it. I mean, he got beat by A.J. McCarron until Jeremy Hill fumbled the game away. Gotta keep them fuckers out. Tebow got destroyed 41-6 too. No, Belichick is a beast. I like Brissett. I'm telling you, he's a beast. He doesn't run his mouth. He's a big guy. He's got a good arm. He's better than Mayfield. We would have made the playoffs last year if we weren't trying to get rid of Mayfield. I think Mahomes is done. I'm telling you. What happened to him in the second half of that playoff game at home, he's done. They're going to go back to taking away the deep ball. Plus, he doesn't have Tyreek. I'm telling you, he's not a good quarterback. He struggles with his, accuracy. Mahomes is only good on the run. I think the Chiefs are in for a bad season. Mayfield will never play. Honestly, Mayfield might not play in the NFL again, but he's definitely not playing in Cleveland. They hate him. Believe me, if the Browns thought Mayfield, if they were going to keep Mayfield and play him, they would let him come to training camp. They have no use for him. Say the NFL told the Browns right now, tomorrow, that Deshaun Watson's suspended for this whole season. And the Browns, they wouldn't bring Mayfield back. They would still be like, we're gone. Trust me. Mac Jones is a 2-inch taller version of Mayfield. Dak isn't even close. Dak is a black version of Mayfield that actually knows how to read defenses. Mayfield can't read defenses. He can't pull the trigger fast enough. It's his mind. He can't. The NFL's too fast for him. How Baker Mayfield can play is if he runs around, gets out of the pocket, but teams take that away from him. Yeah, but they got the same quarterback, the guy that fooled in the second half against one of the worst defenses in Super Bowl history. Bengals defense was terrible. Yeah, Dak's, like I say, he's a little bit better version of Baker Mayfield because he can read defenses and he keeps his mouth shut. I don't want to start that. I'll do it all day. Brandon Weeden was definitely better than Mayfield. Mayfield had a stacked team, and he did nothing with it. Nothing. In fact, you can't even count that playoff win Mayfield had. It was against Mike Tomlin. How are you going to count that? The following week, he went to KC and shit the bed. Got out. He was a 21-3 deficit because he shit the bed. What kind of tape do you use? What color? Probably Geno Smith. Hey, you know what? If a team thought Baker, what kind of bike you got? If a team thought Baker Mayfield was good, they would sign him. No one wants him. Oh yeah. Plus, they played the Steelers again. Yeah, Tomlin. That playoff win against Tomlin don't count at all for Mahomes either. Yeah, I like that tape. That was the worst pick we made, taking Baker Mayfield. How do you take Baker Mayfield when fucking Josh Allen is there? I would have took Sam Darnold over Baker Mayfield. You know, if you put Sam Darnold in Cleveland instead of Baker Mayfield, I'll guarantee you Sam Darnold's still the quarterback of the Cleveland Browns. I guarantee it. Come on. Well, they changed the offense, so Sanchez is way better than Baker. Baker Mayfield's a practice squad. Yeah, I agree. He's a backup, capable backup. He's like Colt McCoy. Jamar Chase, hey, all he does is run the fucking go route. That's it. Catch a slant, take it to the house. Jamar Chase is good, but he still ain't the best receiver in football. But he is the most important. Hey, he is the most important piece on the Bengals. Without him, they're done. Oh, Derek Anderson was way better than Baker. Kelly Holcomb was better than Baker. Why would I change my tune on Watson? He's a fucking stud. Like I said, I don't care if they say what he did was true. I don't care. It doesn't bother me one bit. Tony Busby looks like a fucking leather-faced saddlebag with eyes. Derek Anderson was a beast. Exactly. Why do these victims all come back? Nothing. Everything was consensual that happened with Watson. So now these women are saying that everything that was consensual was assault. Come on. These women are losers. They're fucking money-grabbing whores. Eric Zaire was way better out of Georgia Tech or Georgia or whatever it was. He was way better. Georgia. Eric Zaire is a better quarterback than Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield was caught at the Cheesecake Factory. Yeah, they used to have a place up there on, I forget what the name was. What the fuck was the name of that Japanese sauna? It's a Japanese sauna they had. Old Braylon, 17. Oh, that whore that was fake crying was embarrassing. I noticed she didn't have any makeup on either. She's trying to get the sympathy. Nasty ass whore. Fuck Mannings. I don't know why people watch that Manning thing. It doesn't even interest me. Braylon Edwards was 17 when I knew him. I thought he was 17. Yep, in that bar. Edwards had that year with their Derek Anderson. He was a beast. They had Joe Jurevicius, Edwards, Jamal Lewis. Braylon Edwards was a beast. I don't care if he dropped balls. He was the best receiver in Browns history. He was way better than any receiver we ever had. Dennis Northcutt, him, unbelievable. Raging Rob's a nerd. He's a fucking weird-looking dwarf. He's like so slob. I think John Randall would have beat the shit out of Aaron Donald. I actually like Braylon Edwards. Can't help it, Kellen Winslow turned out to be a fucking psychopath. I mean, fucking Kellen Winslow's raping old ladies. Hey, Kellen Winslow was sitting in his car masturbating. Oh my God, Dwayne Bowe, what a terrible signing that was. This guy never fucking played. He dropped balls too. Dwayne Bowe, I forgot about him. Dwayne Bowe, what a that was a. I remember every week we'd be like, he's inactive. What do you mean, Birdman mask? I like Donald Peoples Jones. I do. There is a beast line next to with Garrett up there. Jen Clowney. Oh, I don't know where I got that mask. Fuck OBJ. He's never healthy. He ain't coming back. The only way he comes back is if Deshaun Watson's quarterback. I don't know what the fuck to do today. Yeah, I remember when fucking TJ Ward had Belichick so mad when he took out Gronkowski. TJ Ward was a beast. Put that out there. I'm surprised nobody's. Oh, remember Dante Hittner? I forgot all about Dante Hittner. That was just Eric Mangini. I had to fucking block that nerd talking about a Birdman mask. Fucking losers obsessed with a Birdman mask. I'm gonna go find it and burn it in the video. Tramon Williams, I remember that. They look like the Predator. Yeah, that fish dude was a clown, bro. Another dude, hey, I usually let the mods bench him, but I didn't have time. That's a fuck that nerd.
Hi. I can't do any more phone calls. I had so much coffee. Let's get food. You want to get some? You not having lunch?
Tramon Williams. Sean Jones. Remember Gary Baxter tore both his fucking knees on one play? Gary Baxter. Signed from Baltimore. Hayden was a bum. He turned out to be a bum. I don't like the way the Browns just let him go. They should have made him trade him to somebody instead of the Steelers. Frisman Jackson, Michael Jackson, Frisman Jackson, Andre Brown, Andre Davis, Dennis Northcutt, Daquel Jackson, Boyce Green, Ben Gay. We had a guy named Devon Hawley. I don't remember that name. That's weird. Gary Barnage. I remember that beast. I don't remember David Devon Hawley. I don't remember that. DeQuell was a beast. That's weird. I don't remember that name. And I usually know them all. You sure? I don't remember that name at all. I remember the first player we picked, I think, was Jameer Miller from that expansion draft. Oh, Dak isn't elite. No way. Dak is, like I said, a better version of Mayfield. Slobtosic. Slobtosic. Hunchback. If you're watching, I got something. Slobtosic. 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 The Eagles could go to the Super Bowl with that NFC being as weak as it is. David Bell's a beast. Centrifugular. It's Cody Kessler. I remember that quarterback we had from Stanford too. I forget his name. He was right around Cody Kessler. So he was what the fuck was his name? He was with the Chiefs. The Chiefs drafted him when they came to Cleveland. Fuck. I think he started at Stanton or... Fuck, I knew his name. I'd know it. It's so... what the fuck? Someone's got to know it. He just went to Stanford. Kevin Hogan. That's it. Kevin Hogan. Well, Kevin Hogan. He was better. Hey, remember Hugh Jackson said, "Trust me, guys," on Kessler. Oh, because he went to USC. Trust me, guys. Cody Kessler. Hey, you know what? Kessler was probably better. If Kessler was our quarterback over Baker Mayfield, we might have a Super Bowl. He was better than Mayfield. I truly believe that. Charlie Clipboard Jesus. I think Brian Hoyer came back from a huge deficit against him. Kessler wasn't that bad. He had 13-inch hands for real? I was Crowell. I remember that. Hey, I remember we got that guy from the Texans, Ben Taylor. Isaiah Crowell, Ben Taylor. Carson Cringe. I like DK7. He wasn't that good. He should have stayed in college. He wasn't ready to come out. I remember Chris and Boinga. I remember we had this guy, Jerome Harrison. He was a beast. Running back. He had about 200 some yards one time. I liked Isaiah Crowell. We did have a running back called Ben Gay at one time with Butch Davis. Yeah, Kaiser wasn't ready to play in the NFL. I think Montario Hardesty, I remember him. I don't even think Kaiser is in the NFL anymore, if I'm not mistaken. I hated Pettin's buddy too, the defensive coordinator. Brady Quinn. Brady fucking Quinn. I should take my medicine. Look at my fucking. I gotta shave my head. Peyton Hillis. Jerome Harrison almost died, man. He had like a fucking right before a game. I think he's with the Detroit Lions. Go read up on it. They gave him a physical when he got traded or something, and they found out he had some kind. He almost died, man. It was crazy. He had to have his life-saving surgery. I like Jerome Harrison. Jim O'Neill I hated that cat. Pettin screwed himself by hiring that scrub. Remember the guy the Browns had? He came from Washington. He lost all kind of weight to play defense or linebacker for us. Kennard Lang. Kennard Lang. Yeah, that was it. Kennard Lang. Oh, Kareem Hunt's definitely better than Chubb. He can catch the ball in the backfield better. I like Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson, I like him better than Mayfield. Tyrod Taylor, he was. Oh, Tim Couch. Tim Couch could have been great. Terrell Pryor screwed himself. We got a field goal kicker. Wait, Hugh Jackson was punking Mayfield? Really? Ohio State. Yeah, Darren Hunt Johnson's a beast. Oh, Hunt's way better. Chubb's a one-dimensional runner. You can pick them up a dime a dozen. I don't know why people think Chubb's so great. Give me a Hunt in a heartbeat. I know one thing. Hunt didn't drop 2 easy screens in that Kansas City Chiefs playoff game that would have changed the whole outcome. Oh, when Mayfield did that Kanye West thing, it was embarrassing. Guy said Tyrod Taylor had a better career winning percentage than Deshaun Watson. Make another count, puppet. You realize that Deshaun Watson has a better winning percentage than Baker Mayfield also, so thank you. Schwartz could have been good last year if we had a quarterback. Mayfield threw him a ball that was 10 yards over his head, and then he got injured by trying to make a tackle. That was the best thing that happened to the Browns. And then we got rid of him. Mayfield's NFL career is over. Hey, search up the Baker Mayfield, Kanye West. You want to get sick to your stomach? It's hilarious. You're talking about a professional quarterback after one of his worst games not even a good game. He's trying to recite Kanye West rap references into a press. It was embarrassing. What do you mean Mayfield almost got in? Mayfield got in Njoku ended his season 2 years ago. He threw a fucking terrible pass and Njoku broke his wrist. You know what? I'm going to make you guys watch it right now. Watch this. You want to see why Baker Mayfield will never play in the league again? Watch this. I love this movie. Man in 3B. I'll make you watch it right now. Watch this. Here it is. Look how quick I type. Look at this. This is a professional quarterback.
Riley Jarvis, one of our key skill players. You're gonna have to have people step up. So it was, a blessing to have a late registration of Odell come in and play for us. I don't know, 4.5 sacks, I think, right? That's unreal. And he's out there eating. Watch the throne with him, and then Justin Fields slips a sack late with Miles, and then he turns the corner and hello, Jadeveon Clowney. There's never going to be a point where you feel like you've reached the graduation level, you've mastered the offensive system. You always want to try and improve, and so for us, we just have to have the mindset, not being college dropouts, continue to get better, and finding ways to win. We'll run into and create contact. That's when you're in the zone. So that's the life of Pablo for Kareem.
That's why the Cleveland Browns wanted an adult quarterback right there. That is embarrassing. That is embarrassing. I mean, hey, I bet you Stefanski and Andrew Berry and them were sitting there like this when they said everything. What the fuck are we going to do with this clown? That's why nobody wants him right there. It's not because he's not talented enough. His talent level is about 20 to 32. But because of that, nobody wants to bring a child. That is a child there. Can you think of another NFL quarterback that would do that? And he didn't even play good that game. I mean, I've never heard of a quarterback. That is so childish. It's embarrassing. Andrew Berry liked me. Okay. Yeah. Tell me another one. Andrew Berry didn't like what he said. That's why Baker Mayfield's gone. Trust me. Nobody wants a quarterback that acts like a child. I mean, that is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen. That's why Baker Mayfield's not on an NFL team right there. Nobody brings that. Who does that? What an embarrassment. Hey, could you imagine putting in a Baker Mayfield, searching up Baker Mayfield if you're a GM and you see that, you're like, what the fuck is this? I mean, instead of talking about the game, you're trying to put in rapper. What a clown. He does. He has the mentality of a 14-year-old child. He thinks he's a big man on high school still. He's an idiot. If he wants to play in this league again, honestly, he needs to go get his both his ankles broken like 10 times. So every time they heal, it grows it'll give him like another ½ inch of bone. What do you call it? It might make his feet grow. He needs to get a steel rod and plant it on each leg, like 4 inches. Hey, I expect at the worst a year, and it'll get reduced to 8 games, hopefully. But I expect maybe 0. Yeah, if they broke Baker Mayfield's legs and added the steel rod into it, he might be able to play. I don't know. He needs to wear high heels or something. Hey, could you imagine Baker Mayfield in high heels playing football? He needs something. But that video is all you need to know about Baker Mayfield. That's why he's not on an NFL team. Nobody wants that in that locker room. These are professional athletes here. It's a business. These guys are trying to make money. They're trying to win a championship. And your quarterback, the leader of your team, is more concerned about reciting Kanye West rap references into his presser than talking about. I mean, it's just a childish. It's embarrassing. Watch any quarterbacks versus Baker. It's hilarious. Baker's like a child. And you get these idiots out there saying, about Baker Mayfield, well, he gave his heart and soul for the city. He wasted 4 years of Cleveland's talent. Cleveland had a lot of talent his last 3 years in Cleveland. He wasted it. Instead of putting the work in like Josh Allen did, he wanted to act like Kanye West, act like a child. More worried about Duke Johnson's contract. Wanted to punk Hugh Jackson. I mean, what kind of player goes and punks his former coach? Because he wasn't good enough to start. These are cancer. Kyler Murray, I still think Baker Mayfield. I don't think Kyler Murray is any good. Keep him in the pocket. He's terrible. Teams won't do that now. Oklahoma quarterbacks suck. Baker made a complaint about the Browns offense last year. So Stefanski said, okay, open it up against Green Bay. Look what happened. He played horrible. And then against the Steelers, even Baker Mayfield knew what Stefanski was doing because he let TJ Watt fucking humiliate him. Guess what happened the following week? Baker Mayfield quit on his team, said he was too hurt to play. He knew Stefanski was sabotaging him. And I'll be honest with you. I hated Stefanski last year because I felt we could have won that division with Case Keenum. And I felt Stefanski wouldn't put Case Keenum in there. And if we win that division, Cincinnati don't make the playoffs. But it worked out for us because we finally got rid of Mayfield. I did not want Baker Mayfield on the Browns this year. I did not want him there. That's because Baker Mayfield and him went to the same school. I'll say this. Mayfield, he played good against the Steelers, but they didn't win because of Mayfield. He threw a 5-yard slant and a 5-yard screen pass that went to the house. Come on. That was a defense in the turnovers. In the second half, the Steelers just gained a lot of garbage yards. What channel is the King of Queens on? I'm trying to find the King of Queens real fast. I want to see it. I know Brian Cranston. I've seen that one. I think it's the, if I'm not mistaken, it's a pyramid scheme. King of Queens is a great show. Maybe you live in a different time zone because I don't see King of Queens on my TV. Oh, I don't even know if I have Peacock. Did you know that there was another Arthur Spooner before Arthur? There was another Arthur Spooner before Arthur. Swear to God. They had two different Arthur Spooners. Let me find it. Look. Arthur Spooner. The real Arthur Spooner before the new one.
Can you give me like 5 minutes? It's cool, no problem. Slept like a baby. 78 years old and I still wake up with my little guy saluting. Oh, I'm next. When I'm done, there won't be a canary alive in there. You better go without me, Deke. Man, this is deep.
That Arthur seemed like he might have been good. I like King of Queens. The last season of King of Queens was horrible. They ran out of ideas, you can tell. You ain't got to hope Baker, he ain't going to play. They put Tim Hortons in Youngstown about 6 years ago. Worse, they put it in the ghetto on Belmont. Worse, if they put Tim Hortons in Boardman, that place would be killing Dunkin' Donuts. So whoever is the man, whoever did that, worst position, they put it right next to a Walmart in the ghetto. No one was going to go there. And the workers there, and I don't want to sound racist, but whatever, got to call a spade a spade. They were all black, and it was the worst place ever to get coffee because you had to wait in line. I literally waited in line like a half hour with 2 cars in front of me. They were so slow. They were terrible. When I did DoorDash, I'm not going to lie to you. Where I went to black restaurants, they were horrible. They were slow. It was horrible. It's just a sad reality. Call me a racist. I don't care. I'm telling you facts. A black-owned fast food restaurant, they were horrible. Slow as hell. In fact, I wouldn't even go to the Wendy's on Market Street anymore. I said, fuck it. The chicken joint on Midlothian, what the fuck's it called? Popeyes? No, you'll be there an hour. The black fat food places are fucking slow as molasses. They're terrible. Black people never tipped. Tim Hortons is great coffee, way better than Dunkin'. I like Tim Hortons. If they put that Tim Hortons in Boardman, that place would be going crazy. It's just the truth. I'm telling you the truth. My experience from doing DoorDash and working at the hood, all them restaurants in the hood, the people that worked there were all black and they were terrible workers. They were. The Tim Hortons, I waited in line, there was 2 cars in front of me for a half hour. We had this black kid work with us one time, right? He was a union guy or whatever. So his name was Jerry. And I hated him because he was lazy as hell. He was lazy as hell. He comes to me one day and he needed the ride home. He wanted to call his mom. He goes, "I use your phone." I go, "Why?" He goes, "I want to call my mom for a ride." So I give it to him. Dude comes up to me. He goes, "Why you give him your phone?" I go, "He needs to call for a ride." He goes, "He has a phone." I go, "Nah." As soon as I heard that, I went and snatched my phone off his hand, hung up on his mom. So then one job we were on, I told him, he pissed me off. He was a real small guy. I couldn't beat him up. He was too small. So I told him one day, I go like this, I go, "Motherfucker, you come by me again, I'm throwing you off this fucking roof." He tried getting a lawsuit on me. It was a joke, you know? I wasn't going to throw him off the fucking roof. He left to work. He goes, "This guy said he's going to throw me off the roof." I mean, come on. This dude, he was trying to get a lawsuit. He was a fucking waste. And the only reason they hired him is because they hired him. They got paid a certain amount of money to hire an African-American or something like that. That's what I was told. The dude was the worst worker ever. He was so slow. He was terrible. He was about 5'2". He was annoying, never shut up. Jerry. I remember him. You know what? I wonder if it was that dude. This dude was the worst worker ever. He couldn't do nothing. He couldn't even tear off, he couldn't even clean up right. He just couldn't. So slow. And he'd always be, I guess he'd always be on his phone, I guess like this, when he was trying to work, clean up. Like I said, if I'd known they had a phone, I wouldn't let him use my phone. Hey, this one time, it was real hot out. We were working downtown Cleveland. So I'm like, we're probably about 6 stories up there. I don't know, pretty high. I didn't want to work. It was too hot out. So I just laid down. I was like, and I was acting like I was hurt. In the form of this dude, Jason. He seen me. He wouldn't come over. I'm like, So finally I call him on the phone. I'm like, "Yo, man, I'm down." He goes, "Are you serious?" I go, "Yeah, I'm down, man. I fucking hurt my back." So I go call that fat motherfucker and tell him I'm down. So we called him up. I just wanted to go home. It was too hot out. So he was supposed to bring me a work report home that day because I was going to actually file a workman's comp claim, but I never did. But it was funny though, because I was laying on the ground like I was in pain, and I know he seen me. He wouldn't come over there. I was on the ground for a half hour laying there. Boy, did I hated that job. I didn't mind doing the work. I did not like driving out of town. Could not stand it. Waking up at 6 in the morning, driving an hour away, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. If it was all work in town, I'd still be there. Pittsburgh's a way nicer city. Cleveland's an ugly city. I remember we had this guy, his name was Dog. People were scared of him. I don't know why. He was a fucking old roofer. He wasn't even a fighter. He was a fucking drunken fucking loser. So one day we're on the roof and he got sensitive. He wanted us to do something his way. And I'm like, you can't run the seamer that way. It'll fuck the seams up. You have to rip the whole fucking roof off. And he kept on insisting. I'm a sheet metal guy. And we were putting a metal roof on. Now, he was a flat roofer. And he thought he knew what he was doing. I was like, if you run them that way, you're going to have to rip every fucking panel off. So then finally the foreman comes. He goes, yeah, you're wrong. You can't do it that way. Chuck's right. And he got all quiet. And when I say to him, I go like this. I go, if we would have done it Dog's way, we'd have to fucking rip the whole goddamn thing down. He says, shut the fuck up. I go, goddamn, man, you're sensitive as fuck for a fucking roofer. I thought you guys were supposed to be badasses. He quit. He quit after that. He never came back. A fucking loser. And he was worthless anyway. He was listen, this guy was retired, but they let him come there and work. He was making big money too. I don't know why they let him come there and work. He was annoying. He basically didn't do nothing all day, but he collected a paycheck. I got rid of him. I exposed him because the roofers were afraid of him. Chucky Martin wasn't. I wouldn't even, honestly, I could have beat the dude up with one hand. He was just old, decrepit. If I didn't have cats, I wouldn't be living here. I'd be out of town. I got these cats. I can't leave. Oh, I've caught many people at work. I don't think I've ever punched anyone at work. I threw them down on the ground and just kept throwing them down. I never did roofing. I did sheet metal. I did do standard seam roofs. I don't consider that. I guess that's roofing, but it's metal roofing. I like doing coping. That's the easiest metal. Canada, I'd get out of America. I hope you're not talking about shingle roofers. Every shingle roofer I seen were fucking drunk and druggies. There was times I made $60 an hour. But the company I work for, they figured out a way not to pay you what you're supposed to make. So instead of making one week, I was making $64 an hour or something like that for 2 weeks in a row. And then I got my check. It was down to like $42 an hour. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? He goes, what do you say to me? He goes, you want to lose your job over it or something like that? Fuck that place. They figured out a way not to pay you what you're supposed to pay you somehow. And it was illegal too. I know it was. I can't work for a company that wants to steal from you. That, to me, that's stealing from you. But I'd always get it back my own way. I won't go into details. Yeah, it was union work, but they would put us under roofers instead of sheet metal. They would never pay us under sheet metal. If they did, they fuck up and put us back under roofers union. I'm a non-union worker. I was a non-union worker. I wasn't a union worker. But they still should have been paying us sheet metal workers union instead of roofing union. I'd have so many. Hey, me and JTG, this one job, everybody threatened to quit from other companies because me and JTG were so loud. We were all hopped up on fucking Vicodin all day. We'd go to work and get all fucking pumped up, and we would just be loud and abusive. And they had a meeting one day and said they're threatening to walk off the job, all the workers, tradesmen, because you guys. I'm like, let them walk. I don't give a fuck. Sensitive motherfuckers couldn't take us being loud. So guess what? We got louder. There was one guy named Mike there. I made his name Dink. Everybody called him Dink. Even the boss called him Dink. I didn't like going high when I first started, but I got used to it. Although I had a panic attack. The last time I went real high, I had a panic attack. I was in a lift about 60 feet in the air, and I just was like feeling. It wasn't the height that scared me. It was being in a lift, real constricted. I'm claustrophobic. Yeah, if I could find a job that's all local, I would do it in a heartbeat. I don't mind. I can't drive. There's no way I could spend 2 hours a day, an hour in the morning, an hour. I can't do it. I can't stand driving. And sheet metal's easy. Very easy. I've seen a few people fall, not get hurt though. Oh my God, Biden's the worst president ever. Everything is if I was paying $1.80 for gas right now and food was back down the way it was as Trump was here, I wouldn't have a problem with Biden. I'm not one of these fucking guys that cares about who the president is, but this president here is a fucking joke. The economy, gas is fucking terrible. If like I say, if I was paying the same price everything was when Trump was the president, I'd have no problem with Biden. But everything's ruined, and I hope all these Biden voters are loving it. I never had panic attacks in my life until like 7 years ago. And it all comes with claustrophobic. I get claustrophobic. I remember I was in a car wash. I jumped out of the car wash while I was moving. I had to get out of my car. I was like, now I can go through a car wash. I can't go in an elevator anymore. Yeah, I almost jumped out of that lift 60 feet in the air. I was going to jump. I just couldn't be in that lift. Mine comes from being claustrophobic. Yeah, Tony Soprano. I never had a panic attack until I was like 2016 or 17. That's when I first started. I haven't had none recently, but I probably had about 10 in my life, man. They're weird, man. You feel like you're having a heart attack, man. It's fucking weird. And I noticed the thing that's distinct about them all, it's when I'm in a tight area. I'm claustrophobic at all. I don't even know what triple C's are. And I used to fucking ride people at work too. I would clown. If I seen someone I didn't like, I would just punk them all day long. I'm surprised no one I work with ever came to the company and shot us up with a gun, because I used to just punk people. If I seen someone that wasn't pulling the weight, I would punk them. But everybody liked working with me because I was the life of the party. And I didn't mind doing work. I was a good worker. I just didn't like driving. I hated the driving. Crowds don't bother me. Boy, I've been streaming for almost 2 hours. That's crazy. It's crazy. That's crazy. But I had so many scams when I worked. I can't go into them, but oh my God. I had so many scams. I mean, I know a guy that literally didn't even have to go to work and he'd get paid, so, you know. She can read between. Didn't even have to go in. I always got the better. And the dumbass had no clue what was going on. None whatsoever. I thought about putting a metal roof on my house. I could do it. I could put a metal roof on my house in a week by myself. I'd go right over the shingles. Nah, no medications. I'd always find the toughest guy at the job site and just punk him too. Like every place I went to work, I'd find the toughest guy and just break him down. I don't know why. I like just breaking down the toughest guy there. I don't know why. And they actually, the guy, the toughest guys are usually the ones that are actually cool, but I had to break them down to show everybody they weren't the badass you think they were. And I worked with this one dude. Oh my God. He was like a fucking female. I hated this dude. I couldn't stand working with. If this company wanted to get rid of me, all they had to do was put me with this dude. I couldn't stand him. He was like a fucking female. He was just a weird fucking guy. Oh, I hated this kid. I couldn't stand him. I mean, I literally couldn't stand. He just one of them type of people that if you're with him, it just makes you depressed. Just a depressing. Plus, he was a snitch. You know, the guy in The Sopranos, Chris, he was in Lean on Me for about a minute. Dink. I couldn't stand Dink. Nah, no one stole my tools. I remember I told these roofers to move your fucking tools because I had to clean the roof off. And they must have thought I was joking, so I fucking swept everything on their tools. Told them to move it. Oh, roofers used to hate me too because I'd spit on their like roofs when I chewed. And I'd always have, did you spit on the roof? Yeah. What do you want me to do? Spit off? I'm not going to go off the edge of the roof and spit. Get a new job if you don't like spit on the fucking roof. Plus, I didn't like wearing harnesses either. Only time I wear a harness is if I really felt scared. I don't like wearing harnesses. They expect you to get work done when you're tied up. It's impossible. I had a panic attack one time on the freeway because there was too much traffic close to me. I don't know why. I just had a panic attack. Dink. I changed the guy's name to Dink. That's crazy. I changed his name to Dink. Everybody called him Dink. Dink. Imagine being called Dink. I'll be like, hey, Dink. I saved the guy's life one time at work. He was about to get crushed to death. Me being hyper, I jumped off the lift and caught him about to get smashed in the scissor lift. Hey, Dink. Dink. That's a classic, Dink. I mean, that was his name. I called it to his face all the time. Hey, Dink. I don't know why he accepted it. I know if someone called me Dink, I'd be like, that ain't my name, man. Dink. Fuck that. You mean the cameraman? Last time I talked to the cameraman was years ago. The Bengals fan, I've been sending messages here and there the last couple of days. He don't really have much to say about Joe Burrow. I think he realizes Joe Burrow's a fluke. I mean, let's be honest about Joe Burrow. He didn't play good in the playoffs. He's got a cream puff arm. Without Jamar, if Jamar Chase ever goes down, the Bengals are a 4-win team. D-Comp, yeah, that was some guy. Oh my God, D-Comp smelled the worst smelling individual ever. Smelled like decomposition, dead body. D-Comp. D-Comp was actually cool though. D-Comp, man, he would set us all up with coke on the break when doing breaks. We'd be doing rails all day long with D-Comp. He was actually cool. But D-Comp was another dude. He thought he was a badass because he was in a biker gang. And I remember he had 2% or 1% on his fucking soda. I go, what is that, percentage of milk or something? And I mean, honestly, D-Comp, he couldn't even move, let alone how the hell, he couldn't literally. If D-Comp, let me tell you how D-Comp was. He thought he was a badass, right? Because he was a biker gang. This is D-Comp going to pick something up. This is how pathetic he was. He'd use his clippers like this. I mean, he literally couldn't move. I remember one time he told this dude, DeMarco, he goes, you call me a liar again, I'm going to get up here and fuck you up. DeMarco's like, you're a liar. He didn't do a fucking thing. But I like D-Comp. I hated him at first. I remember these guys, the guy tried to fire me one time, his brother, because he was the owner of the company. And because I went to work, they weren't there, so I left. I worked 10 minutes and I left. So I came back the next day. He goes, what are you doing here? You don't work here no more. You're fired. I go, make me leave. And I just kept working. And he didn't fire me. I remember I told this one dude I was going to put his... You ever see a box of coil? The boxes of the coil come in. I told him I was going to put his kids in a coil box. I said, I'll put your fucking kids in a coil box, son. You'll never see them again. This dude got so pissed. I used to I don't know how I didn't get killed by shots. Someone coming to kill me. I used to punk every motherfucker. I was drinking too then. When I drank, I was a psychopath. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a fucking psycho. I don't know why. I just didn't give a fuck. Plus, I was younger. D-Comp, I let D-Comp in my... See, D-Comp let me use his... he had a Blazer, a Bronco. And my car broke down. He let me use his... Listen, he let me use his Bronco. So the day he let me use his Bronco, he goes, can I use your restroom? I go, yeah. I haven't used this restroom. I don't know how D-Comp fit in here. I really don't know how, but I haven't used this bathroom since. And I always drove around with no shirt on when I was younger because I was built like a brick shit house. So when I was driving D-Comp's Bronco, I broke out with like a shingle on my back. I had this fucking rash on my back from driving this vehicle with no shirt on from his seats. And that was a mistake because my whole back was all fucked up. But I mean, at least D-Comp gave me a vehicle to use. D-Comp. I like D-Comp. I didn't like him at first, though. D-Comp, that is a class. I wonder if D-Comp's still alive. I know D-Comp went to prison probably about 15 years ago for a while. Got caught with a ton of weapons, I guess, on the west side. Legally. D-Comp used to always tell me about his boy. You wouldn't sit at the Maniac. You wouldn't sit at the Maniac. I said, bring him up here, motherfucker. So I remember going to the Maniac's bar. I took the whole fucking bar. I think it was called the Handlebar on the west side. I was all drunk one day, after work one day. And this is after we went golfing and we we went through every fucking fence on Dogwood Golf Course, which they don't even have that course anymore, but we tore it up. So we went to the Handlebar and I challenged every one of them bikers to a fight. I said, come on outside, motherfucker. Right now on Mahoning Avenue. None of them came out. Because I got wind that Maniac was one of the guys that jumped me like a couple years prior to that. I got jumped at a bar. And the master hid inside the bar. Didn't even help. He claimed he was fighting 2 other guys. He wasn't fighting nobody. He was hiding like a bitch. That's why I say the master's a pussy. He puts on a persona like he's a badass. Master ain't tough. He never was tough. D-Comp did it all. D-Comp drank, smoked, blew, whatever. He didn't give a fuck. D-Comp. I remember D-Comp's parents thought DeMarco, the guy that punked D-Comp, was such a great guy. They were enlisting his kids into their neighborhood so they can go to school there. I kept telling them, I said, you know the dude's a crackhead. They didn't believe me. And then all of a sudden, DeMarco he cleaned their whole fucking house out one day, and they realized he was a fucking thief. DeMarco was a crackhead. Mike DeMarco. I remember I went over to DeMarco's house one time, me and this kid bowling, and went into his house. We knocked on the door, and there was about 20 people in his basement. And we went upstairs, and I'm like, who are them people in your basement? He said, they don't have any place to live. We let them stay there. What the fuck? He was letting crackheads live in his basement. DeMarco. DeMarco used to be a pretty tough guy, big guy. Now he looks like fucking shit. He's all fucking, looks terrible. It looks like he's dying. He makes only use me blade look like a fucking monster. That's what happens when you do drugs. About 25, 26, 27. Maybe 30. No, I'd say 32 was when I knew decomp. Yeah, 32 is when I knew decomp. I love that name, decomp. Decomp got kicked out of. He used to do all his brake work in the garage. They kicked him out of the garage. The GC. He said, "You got to get your brother out of there. The whole house is smelling from him." So they made him go out in the fucking driveway and do all the brake work, which he hated because it was cold out. Oh, I'd take T. Higgins. I'd take T. Higgins over Jamar Chase. Oh, do you don't understand? Decomp smell. I don't know how Decomp could have bathed. He was just too big to bathe. I had the one dude we used to call the tranny. This dude Xavier. Because you needed him if you were gonna go fight a bunch of people, you wanted the tranny with you. This big black dude, he was respected. Called him the tranny. That was my name I gave him. I gave another dude's name was Teebly. His name was Terry. I called him Teebly. I think my other nicknames I had Dink, Decomp. A few other ones. I can't remember them though. Milk's Luxury. Called one guy Milk's Luxury. I don't know why. It just came to me. Mark Andrews. Remember when Mark Andrews said that Lamar Jackson's the best quarterback he played with? Think about it. That's Baker Mayfield's boy, too. And I don't even think Lamar Jackson's a good player. He's a good player, but not a good quarterback. I don't think anyone's ever gave me a nickname. If they did, I don't know about it. Oh, the temperature right now. I've been outside all day. It's cool out. I could actually go ride my bike. I'd have to wear a long sleeve shirt today. Let me go look at my cats one time before I get off. I'll show you how great they are. This phone switches back and forth so much easier. Binge. 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 Beast is my favorite one. She's a good cat. They're all good cats. Tight ends are a dime a dozen in the NFL. Think about it. It's not hard to find tight ends. Just like wide receivers. When Jarvis Landry came into the league, he was a top wide receiver. Now he's just average. He's just another guy. Tight ends are receivers are easy to find now. They really are. So it's just a fact. They're not hard to come by now. There's so many people out there that are just good players. There's so many good wide receivers in the league right now. It's unbelievable. A lot of good quarterbacks in the league right now. It's unbelievable. A lot of good tight ends in the league right now. It's unbelievable. So offense isn't a problem. I would like to see him. The way the NFL officiated the playoffs, I wish they'd officiate the regular season that way. It'd be so much better. I don't like these fucking 48-47 games. I like the way they officiated the playoffs. I got these kittens in the garage though. One looks dead. Fucker. I've got a big litter. See that litter box out there? Hey, that litter box is a big ass, like storage thing. I use those as well. That's what I use for the outside cats. Man, I had that 2K game set up so good. Everything was 99 across the board. The games were so good. Best game ever. 2K4 is the best football game ever. I truly believe when they had 2K5 out, they made it $19 because they were trying to take Madden. That was the biggest mistake they made. They catered it towards Madden because the gameplay wasn't as fast as 2K4, and they catered it towards Madden, and Madden panicked and bought the rights. Anyway. I'm going to go. I think I might go ride the bike.